when you guys get up in the rising, which as you see, I'm up. They have been getting me up. I went to sleep about maybe 6-ish or something like that, maybe 7. And then again, I'm up at 12. So I know it's definitely about to be something major go down. And it's definitely, this is just what happens when you are chosen to do certain things. So, real quick, y'all, I have to record this way. Let me tell you why. Because I tried to screen record it, and I will show y'all what is happening. I tried to screen record it twice, and it's doing some weird shit. So they don't want this message to get out. So I'm going to try it this way.
This is a wake-up call. Farrakhan gave y'all the final call in 1978, and you niggas still ain't catch on. I'm Johnny Come Lately. They just told me to read the motherfucking message. So I learned how to do remote viewing. And then from there, I learned how to tap into my motherfucking telepathic abilities. And then from there, I started communicating with motherfuckers, and what the fuck I didn't hear now.
That's how I be feeling.
You did this shit, you done got off into some shit. You better master this shit and master it quick. This shit is a wrap. This shit over with. They here. These motherfuckers finna be seen in your motherfucking face, up close and personal. This ain't no flip. This is a direct message. No flip. They came to me and told me to tell you motherfuckers they want to talk to Larry Hoover.
Ooh, y'all better be ready.
King of the disciples. That's who they want to talk to. And he got to have a witness. So he need Angel Bay for a witness. That ain't even negotiable. Because if this shit don't be starting to manifest soon, then motherfuckers is about to light this bitch up with electrical motherfucking.
That's what my dream was.
Real people from real places on this bitch. They don't want to talk, negotiate, nothing. They want to know what Larry wants to do to fix this shit. And that's it. That's all it is to it. This is not a negotiation. This is just a message. Take the message or leave the message. It really don't give two flying fucks of a matter to me. The shit over with. They here. And they gave me the motherfucking message to give you stupid motherfuckers. And I bet y'all not going to have enough sense.
Consider many of the people in power right now and the families that they came from. Consider gangs like gangs of New York and the documented Irish gangs and the Chinese that came here. Consider the Bush administration. Consider during that administration, that Bush administration, they administered drugs, and they had initiated mind control or social engineering through the music, and they used groups like the Funkadelics, Parliament. They used the CIA and acid. They flooded the streets with narcotics. They predominantly controlled a lot of the music groups and killed off people like, even from before then, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Kennedy, ruined the Flower Power movement. What else? Destroyed the Black Panther Party, and all movements where people organized themselves. Now, remember back in the time of Prohibition that a lot of these families had bloody fights in the street. We watched movies of these gangsters and stuff and thought it was very romantic when we were little boys and girls in the black and white movies. So when you think about the social stratosphere and how we naturally navigate in the U.S., you have to think of these families and how when we came out of Prohibition, how they sent their children to schools, how they sent their children to be priests and nuns into the Catholic Church. They did a lot of things to secure their interests, and they hold political positions of authority to this day in our community. That's also some of the things that were talked about in these movies as a lifestyle in order to clean up the activity and bring themselves into society. So we're looking at the same families who did the same activities, who are upholding the laws and sending other people who do those activities to. So the same people that did gang activity and exploited society in order to make monies to gain power to get to where they are today are the children who send our brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers to jail now for doing exactly what they did before. As far as we're thinking about these gangs that can propagate people like Malcolm X and Larry Hoover and Abdul Shakur, brothers who learned from the social engineering and the mind control that they were put under within society and were able to overcome that mind control and find a system to be able to help other brothers and sisters, correct? So we even hear stories of the very Bush administration and these people who are high up in our government having families who have histories with prohibition and with challenging authority. And here we are not allowing for the melanated man or woman to challenge authority or to gather. These same families are the ones to seize the opportunity to come up with creations like cocaine cowboys, flood our neighborhoods with cocaine and crack, and then seize the opportunity through the judicial system to cart them away for policing so that they're not a bother to society in breeding or in changing anything. This is systematic.
See it. Told y'all I knew my dream meant something. It was like a message. So look, let me show y'all what happened. What he talking about with this Richter scale shit in Mexico. Watch this shit, y'all. Watch this shit. So then this made me go look up, what happened in Mexico. Watch this shit, y'all. This shit gonna fuck you up. This is our fucking ancestors, y'all. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Earthquake. When have y'all ever seen lightning like this? When? When have you ever seen? Look at this shit. Keep on playing. Keep playing. Listen, I'm just a messenger too. They is not fucking. Look at them colors. Look at that. Blue, purple, pink. Y'all know that's our fucking ancestors. Every time y'all have a dream, a lot of us that didn't had a dream and seen the sky that color. That's them, y'all. Look at that. That's them. They're fighting. There is a war, a galactic war going on. They are back. Y'all keep playing out here.
The night that I was on the phone with my friend was this very night, or we were up around the same time. She sent this video to me. The lightning that was in the park, I was in the park. I was watching, I was under a bridge, and then I ran underneath a bus stop where they have the over thing. Well, the lightning looked like it was actually searching and it was alive. The sky was totally different. And I was even telling her how different the clouds in the sky look. And I was saying this to my friend right before the rainstorm hit. And the amount of rain that hit was just crazy. And it came really fast. And the sky was just like totally different. It was on some other stuff. And then after it all happened, I was able to look at the video. And me and my friend were talking about the video she sent me and the time and everything. And the numerology of the starting of the videos, 1234. And I looked it up in angel numbers. It was definitely a message because that was the same time. So it was matching up with numbers that I had. Also, my video that just stopped and wouldn't play. I actually thought that I was doing a live video of the park. It stopped at 8 seconds, 8. And the bottom line is the strangest thing was the issues were synonymous. The woman who made the video was complaining about something not wanting her to post it and stopping it. I had the same issue with my video when I tried to show the sky and the park and do a live. It was just a really wild time. So I hope you enjoyed this clips that I put together. What do you think is going on? So is it fair to say that our society has indoctrinated that the Eurocentric male and women to be depicted as images of the Godfather and people who can break the law and then turn it right, join the church, go to get educated, and everything is fine and dandy 3 generations down the road while we're watching Roots and Queen by. When it comes to social engineering, did we forget about the Nazi paperclip doctors and their job in all of this? Helping to mind control and puppeteer communities worldwide as America was a beacon or a model for other civilizations regarding morality. How ironic is that? And even looking at other cultures coming to America and their stories like Scarface and how that was glamorized and depicted. Is it fair to say that through social engineering and the way that we can see things, that other nations, anyone but the melanated man, has the right to stand up for themselves and cut corners and break laws and stuff in order to find themselves a position? Is it fair to say that all other nations are given an image through social engineering of a redemptive quality, some morality within some of their images, while the melanated man, the black man, is still depicted as the butler, the pimp, the hustler, the stupid man, the one that makes foul decisions and is governed by his primitive ways, instead of instead of instead of our beautiful Moorish history, our beautiful Moorish, Islamic, Asiatic Black history that is not being shown or depicted. Could this be just a coincidence that these people that govern just didn't know our past and our history? I think not. I don't think that it is a coincidence considering how they still take the time, the powers that be, to lock up all those who can change history. They still lock up those who can change history and change the hands of time and see past the trickery and be able to navigate through the system and organize the people for betterment. Is it odd that through social engineering they distributed drugs, and through drugs they'll tell you through addictions there's jails, institutions, and death? Even if you look at sexual addictions and eating disorders, addictions period, just as easily as you can organize a community to destroy itself, you can instruct a community to repair itself as long as the tools are there. But one of the signs of addiction is a symptom of lack of liberation. That's universal law. That means whenever there's oppression, it has to have an outlet. And with all this social engineering going on and this compartmentalization, do you think the Nazi paperclip doctors forgot about that? Do you think those who dibble and dabble in the dark arts, those who dibble and dabble in books buried deep in the Vatican and in books that you can only find in lodges, Masonic lodges, and private libraries, do you think they miss the wealth of knowledge that we had about how to control the psyche, even when we still see Freud? People who, through time, have hijacked bits and pieces of our wealthy history and knowledge in order to profit off of it and have us think that their people were wise and humane enough to govern others when what they really wanted to do was control. We've been under a mass mind control where one of the things that the Most High gave us was free will. And free will is taken away when you take away people's ability to think for themselves. And you use Nazi paperclip doctors and a whole system in society to govern and control them. So it had to stop. And that's basically what I'm saying, is that what happened in the 70s is happening again. There was an awakening that was happening where the people were becoming aware of what the establishment, the powers that be, were doing. And they started to try to change that. And that's when the powers that be started putting all these other things in place in order to control the situation of us growing up. Coming up out of our punishment, we call the curse, and governing ourselves should have happened a while back. But those people who were profiting off of it didn't want to let go and had changed the meaning of time itself to help hypnotize us as to where we were in Revelation. Hence, the video of the ancestors they are calling aliens, which are interplanetary beings who communicate telepathically and through light code, through dreams, through numerology, symbolism, and many other ways if you tap in. Considering all the technology and where we are now in time and space, what we call time and this space, it's not that hard to believe that we needed intercession regarding what's been happening on the planet and our free will being taken away. So humanity is changing right now as I speak. And considering how many of the people who run our government have gotten into office, where they came from, the history of their families, and some of the dirty, underhanded, unlawful things that they still do to this day, even though they've legalized it, like the judicial system and how they cart useful people away and profit off of them. It should not be that difficult to understand why you would use a person who understands a criminal mind in order to protect people from criminal minds. That you would use someone who had redesigned themselves and changed themselves out of the mind control to help others do the same during this time. That's why I believe that it is likely that they would ask for someone with a history like Larry Hoover, or even for someone to intercede with a history like Abdul Shakur, or even someone with a history like mine's. Not so much always the activity, but also the bloodline. I think that we're the ones naturally watching, and putting the pieces together and are alert and research things that are useful and helpful. It fits with universal law, which is the principles of the planet, the way things are, the way the energy runs, the way things work.
Y'all need to pass this shit the fuck on. because they coming.
They wouldn't even let me screen record this, y'all. They fuck with my screen recording.
Hurricane Larry. 7.4 Richter scale shaking the earth. An earth shake.
And I'm finna show y'all that shit too. Watch.
Shake off the parasites. They won't hoover. Front and center. They don't want to talk to no motherfucking artificial politicians or no corporations that invaded your motherfucking shit and you gave them motherfucking phone. Call your senator. Call your congressman. Call your mayor. Your governor. Your preacher. Your imam. Your sheik. Your lama. Your Dalai Lama. Your pope. Your bishop. Don't matter. Them motherfuckers better 911 Farrakhan. That's what they need to be doing right now. Because they need somebody to confirm what the fuck I'm telling them with direct link to the mother